A long, long time ago, the Mesopotamians were the first culture ever to cook beer, with traces found related to the year 10,000 before Christ. Later, in the ancient Egypt, the beer became also the very first recipe to be documented in the world. Because of being an element with such social, cultural, and historical importance, today we are going to talk about the process of brewing with a local brewer at Bogota, the capital of Colombia. Good day and welcome to another episode of Food and Arts, your favorite gastronomic show. In today's episode, we are going to talk about one of the most ancient foods in the world. Controversial, beloved and hated, the beer is still one point of social encounter. And today we're going to check from zero to finish the whole process of the beer cooking. And for this we count with the help of Nixon Diaz, a local brewer who is actually developing its own brand of beer in the town of Suacha, Cundinamarca. Welcome, Nixon.
Thanks for having me in your show.
Great. So tell us, which is the importance of the beer? Where does this passion comes from?
Right, as you already said, the beer has been since ancient times a drink with a huge importance in different contexts. I think that the importance comes straight from this. It's an element that reflects our behavior as society. Being present along the world human history, I think that is something to have in mind when considering the relevance of it.
Great, so you are developing your own brand?
Yes, its name is Arca. We are actually in developing stage, setting up the recipe to the point we want. Considering how there are several recipes, process and multiple variations, I will guide you through the steps of the basic cooking process.
The first step is the milling. We take different malt grains combination and mill them. Depending on the kind of grain used, the resulting beer will vary its properties like the flavor or the texture.
The tip of milling the grain is to extract the fermentable sugars out of it. The resulting of the milling is called grist.
The next step is to begin the activation of the sugar. So we took the grist and put it in a mash tun, or in this case a pot. Mix it with water. We had it in the stove while mixing it.
By mixing it, we break down the malt starch into sugars that eventually will ferment. The result of this process is called the wort.
After getting the wort, the next step is to cook it in order to delete any unwanted bacteria or enzyme. We have to take the mix quickly from very high temperatures to low temperatures in short periods of time, and it's important to be accurate in the measures.
In this moment, we add the hops to the mix. The hops or lupulus are seeds inside of the Humulus lupulus plant.
Of adding hops to the mix is to add bitter and flavor to our beer. Apart from the flavor effect, the hops also are used in the brewing industry because of their antibacterial properties.
Now we can really smell the sweetness of the preparation. It smells really good. Can I try a little bit?
Yes, in this moment it should taste very sweet, and of course it has not alcohol yet.
Yes, it's extremely sweet. In which moment the alcohol appeared?
Yes, after this step, the next thing to do is to separate any hops particles. The whole preparation is transferred to a whirlpool to do this separation with the help of centrifugation. As our beer is artisanal crafted, we don't use a whirlpool, instead we made it manually. After cleaning the mix, we add the yeast to it, and then it is left to ferment. In the fermentation process, the alcohol appears, also the sugar are balanced, and the flavor of the beer changes. Also, naturally the carbonate starts to appear. The dioxide carbon is the one that adds the sparkle to the drink.
Depending on the kind of beer, sometimes it's necessary to leave the preparation to get mature. Then the flavor is fully finished and smooth after this.
It's really tasty. It's impressive how easy it is to make your own beer. Thank you, Nixon, for inviting us to watch your brewing techniques and explaining us the whole process. I'm very sure that a lot of people will enjoy your beer.
Thank you for inviting me your show. I want also to invite everyone to try to Arca beer.
Arca beer. Thank you.